we had John Cena's final match tonight, and I'm not crying, you're crying. Look, we had a whole card. We had 3 matches before John Cena's match with Gunther, and we'll get into that eventually. But this video is only about that John Cena match, only about John Cena's final match. It seemed like a lot of you guys are upset. It seemed like this was not the result that you guys were looking for. I kind of get it. I think that it was the right call to have John Cena lose. I don't think John Cena should have won. If he would have won, I wouldn't have been upset because it's his final match, dude. It's not yours, right? Um, my problem with this whole thing is he's the guy that never gives up, and tonight he gave up, and I think that that's why a lot of you are upset. I mean, the whole place was booing. The whole place was booing Triple H for his booking decision. That post show was nothing but you effed up and down to Triple H. Like I said, I don't think it was the wrong call to have John Cena lose. I think John Cena is a professional. And just like I've said from the beginning, John Cena is going to go on his back because that's just the kind of guy he is, you know? John Cena is an old school wrestling guy, as much as his style is very not old school. He's an old school wrestling guy, and old school wrestling guys go out on their back, putting up the future of the company. And whether you guys like it or not, and based on some of the comments I've seen on YouTube and TikTok, you guys don't like Gunther all of a sudden, which I don't understand. Gunther is so freaking good. He is an old school heel. Like the Miz said in that post-show interview. When was the last time you cared about a chokehold? Not in a long time, I'm sure. But Gunther makes you look at a chokehold and it makes you go, oh man, I think this is how this match ends. And that's exactly what happened tonight. Gunther put John Cena in a chokehold, and that's how the match ended. And I think it was the right call. For years, we've been complaining about John Cena not putting new talent up, right? Like not letting them go over. And tonight, he does that. He takes the loss against the biggest, baddest heel in the WWE. And look, he did exactly what needed to happen. You guys all hate Gunther that much more now. So I think it was the perfect call for John Cena. I don't know if this is a hot take. Most of you probably clicked away at this point already because you hated that take. But I do. I think it was the right call by John Cena. Hey, since you're here, might as well subscribe, right? The match itself, I thought was great. Everything from the entrance, right, where he grabs the camera from Stu, he points it at Stu, the run in, all of it. Never seen 17, the last real champion, the greatest of all time. All of it was amazing. The match itself was very good. It was very much a John Cena match. I was seeing John Cena calling it in the ring, just like we know John Cena to do, kind of yelling it so the last row in the stadium can hear. But we got all of the 5 moves of doom from John Cena, right? We got STFs, we got AAs, we got an AA from the ring stairs onto the announce table. We got an AA from the top rope into the middle of the ring. We got several STFs. And it made Gunther look so good to take all of that and not lose. I think, look, we can argue back and forth all day about whether or not John Cena should have won this match, how he should have won this match, how he should have lost this match. But I think the match went exactly how John Cena would have wanted. Just like I think it was Big E that said it during the post show. If John Cena would have wanted it to go any other way, it would have, right? Like he has that pull. If Triple H would have booked it one way and John Cena wouldn't have been happy with it, he could have just told Triple H, "Hey, that's not how I want it to go," and Triple H would have been like, "All right, let's figure it out. How do you want it to go?" So the match went exactly how John Cena wanted it to go, I think, and I don't know. I thought everything in this match was beautiful. Everything from the beginning to the very end when all the wrestlers came out. At the very end, Gunther chokes out John Cena. He makes the never give up guy give up. I like even that he did. He got out of the chokehold the first time, and Gunther just kept elbowing him in his neck, just kind of like he did with LA Knight, right? And then kept choking him and took him out until he tapped out. I thought if you're gonna have Gunther win with his submission, with his chokehold, fine. I thought it would have been a better detail to have John Cena maybe pass out, right? Because again, he's a never give up guy. So in that sense, I was like, oh, okay, that's a little weird. And I'm not gonna lie, right? Like I don't think it was the perfect ending because yeah, he's a never give up guy. Why do you have him give up? But it's how he wanted to go, so it's how he went out. At the end of the match, there wasn't a single dry eye in the stadium, right? John Cena put his sneakers out in the middle of the ring. He took his wristbands, his elbow bands, whatever the hell you call it, his sweatbands, left them in the middle of the ring. I love the detail of CM Punk and Cody Rhodes handing him his titles. Good thing we have two babyface champions right now because it lends itself to that. Giving him his title, giving him both titles, having him pose with all the titles. I get that we were booing the decision and that we were booing Triple H after this match, but I could see the disappointment in Cena when everyone in the stadium was booing him. I don't know, man. I think, again, everyone's entitled to their opinion, but that's how the guy wanted to go out, so that's how he went out. I'm not gonna lie, after all of this, after all the wrestlers came out, when John Cena started to walk away, I was like, who's gonna come out? I thought maybe The Rock would come out to shake his hand. I don't know. A little bit of me was like, is Edge coming out right now? I don't know. Obviously, none of that happened. And obviously, it shouldn't have happened. At the moment, I just got kind of caught up in it. But it shouldn't have happened. Um, yeah. I mean, what more is left to say, right? John Cena, never seen 17. You can't see me. I think this was a perfect match. I think the night was great. Everyone tonight kind of paid tribute to John Cena, paid homage. At the end of the tag team match, they all stood in the middle of the ring. Tag team match was won by AJ Styles and Dragon Lee, as expected, because it was for the titles. They all stood in the middle of the ring. They all did that one to John Cena. Perfect. I'm getting chills just talking about it. Same thing after Sol Ruka and the Bayley match. Sol Ruka beat Bayley, which I honestly did not expect. But I think out of the three matches, that makes the most sense to have. I just hit my mic. I'm sorry about that. Out of the three matches, I think that's the one that makes the most sense to have the NXT person win. But again, right, because Zarya, I think is her name, came out with Sol Ruka, and Lyra Valkyria came out with Bayley. The four of them stood in the middle of the ring, and same thing, right? They all raised each other's hands and did that one to John Cena. I think we need to talk about what's happening with Bayley's character because we kind of abandoned the whole three faces of Bayley thing, which I'm not a big fan of. What Bayley takes the loss. Sol Ruka, amazing, right? Like just she does things in that ring that I'm just like, what the hell was that? Like, again, I'm not a huge NXT guy, but the way she won that match, oh my god, that was amazing. That was such an amazing move. So I mean, great. I'm glad that they put her over. It sucks that Bayley takes another L. I feel like Bayley's been taking L's left and right. She's not getting the respect she needs at WWE. But anyway, that's for another video. And then the the Cody Rhodes Obafemi match. That was really fun too. I'm sure there was a tribute there, but it wasn't at the end because the match ended with Drew McIntyre running in and attacking both Cody Rhodes and Obafemi, which I want to see Obafemi against Drew McIntyre now. Like, I didn't know that this is what I wanted out of tonight. I didn't know that this was the one thing, not the one thing. I didn't know that this was one of the main things that I get out of tonight, right? Because I knew. See, and if you see my past videos, don't let anyone tell you that I didn't predict that this would happen. I said that Drew McIntyre was going to interrupt tonight's match and it was going to end in shenanigans and it was going to end in some sort of disqualification because they're trying to protect both guys. And I get it, and I think it was the right call also. I didn't think in predicting all of that I was going to come out of this being like, I want to see Obafemi against Drew McIntyre. And like, obviously, I want to see Obafemi against Drew McIntyre. It just hadn't crossed my mind, right? Because we're like, oh, Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes. No, I don't care about Drew McIntyre and Cody Rhodes anymore. I want Drew McIntyre to go to NXT. I want him to confront Obafemi, and I want him to challenge Obafemi for the NXT Championship. And I want Obafemi to destroy Drew McIntyre. That's what I want out of tonight. I want Obafemi to destroy Drew McIntyre. Two beefy men slapping man meat. I want it. I want to see it. I wanted my eyeballs. I wanted an NXT and on Open Femi to retain as the NXT champion. Let's do it, WWE. Yeah, but all in all, great night. I think it was a perfect send off for John Cena. The post show was also really fun. If you guys didn't watch that, you guys should watch that because as Triple H was having a chat with that table, with that post show table, man, was that dude getting booed. He was getting booed. He was getting UF'd up chants. They were yelling for Edge. They were yelling for LA Knight. They were even, I think I heard AEW chant at some point. Talk about getting heat, man. Triple H is a heel now. I don't know if he knows this. Triple H is a heel. He was a babyface 2 years ago. He is a heel today. Look, whatever you think of the finish tonight, I think the fact that we dedicated a whole show for John Cena's final match, that we dedicated a whole night, a whole Saturday night's main event, just to send off John Cena, I think it was a beautiful move. I think tonight was what wrestling was all about. I saw a lot of grown men crying in that audience. I didn't, but I was close. But I saw a lot of grown men crying in that audience. And you know what? Good for you, man. Good for you, because wrestling does a lot of things, and wrestling is an emotional form of entertainment. And wrestling is nothing if we don't connect with superstars, if we don't connect with the stories, if we don't connect in some emotional way, right? We all know it's a work. We all know it's predetermined. But we care anyway. And we care because the superstars make us care. And we care because the storylines are there to make us care. And John Cena definitely did that throughout his career. He definitely did that tonight. So, what a perfect ending to the never seen 17, the last real champion, the greatest of all time, John Cena. Can't see me. Anyway, since you made it this far, make sure to drop a like. Let me know in the comments what you thought about tonight. I know this is a weird video. I sat with the result for a little bit and I was like, do I really want to review tonight's show? I don't. I just want to talk about John Cena and the ending and why everyone wasn't happy. Listen, you're entitled to your opinion. And again, wrestling's about feelings and it's about emotions. So you feel whatever you need to feel. I don't think you're angry with the booking. I don't think you're angry with John Cena. I think you're angry that he's gone. And that's okay. Anyway, though, until next time, peace, nerds. Bye.